Happy Friday, everybody.
Hi, I'm back.
We're back. What is it? Here's Johnny.
I've never seen The Shining, so I couldn't know that one.
But I'm
not good with that one. I know here's Johnny, but I don't know one of the few movies I've never seen.
Really?
No. Can I explain that one to you?
I know. Classic one there.
It took me a while to get that. Carrie, a lot of the Pet Sematary, a lot of the Stephen Kings that aren't like, I like Stephen King intelligent stuff. Just Stephen King horror for the sake of horror is like, nah, don't thank you.
I will admit, like, as much as I'm a dog person, Cujo was not my jam.
Yeah. None of those are my big jams, but I mean, like The Stand, where it's really thinking about how
makes your brain process
how we respond as a society to stuff. Like, I've read that book, I think 3 or 4 times, and probably watched the series back and forth in different times. So
okay,
yeah, so it all varies. But we're not here to talk movies.
I know. I was like, wait a minute.
Once again, welcome to the Ridgecrest Cinemas Movie Hour.
Yeah. There we go. Earlier this week, I chatted on Wednesday on City Talk with Carrie. She was surprised with my knowledge of local filming.
Oh, filming projects.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, she did a nice job of really highlighting the blockbusters inside the Welcome Center, and it's.
I'm excited to go see the interactive experiences.
Yeah, there's the California Welcome Center. There was a huge amount of work put into it. I think it can be a great resource to the community, especially over time. Mm-hmm. And we have to just always remember it's long-term planning.
Long term. Speaking of long term, I feel like 2021 was not very long. Now that we're here at our final episode of
we're 19
TV
months
Live.
into COVID. I mean, yeah, the whole world feels long and just in different ways, while also feeling like nothing seems to change because it just accelerates.
Yeah. When I was looking this over, I was like, this is our last episode of this year.
Yeah, because we're going dark for December, and this is, kind of the recap of 2021. I'll be back with I'll probably have the other hat on in January just to recap, everything's happened in the last year. But for Desert Valleys, it's went very, very fast, and we've knocked out, probably about 70% of what we kind of really put our heads around for the beginning of the year. One of them, one of the big ones, that we didn't get it pulled off this year. That's a bummer. But it's going to be here early next year, and that's the EV.
Yes, solar.
Yeah, so we have a solar project that's.
Whoa! Before we get into
my solar project.
Whoa! We have to do a get to know you question.
Oh gosh, okay.
Because not everybody knows you. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, that's stuffing without a question. Because I cook the bird.
Okay.
I make the stuffing. I make it the same way my mom taught me to make it, and I learned that you don't ruin Thanksgiving by trying to make bacon and pear stuffing. Yeah, it failed miserably.
I don't know if I want to know.
You don't want to know.
Okay.
I've experimented with a couple different stuffings, and then I remind myself to go back and the shout out to my wife would be Bell's Seasoning. It's a New England seasoning. It's called Bell's. My mother-in-law, Sharon's first, I think, or second Thanksgiving when we were together, she says, I can't live without it. And I think my mother-in-law sent me 20 boxes of Bell's seasoning that I'm still it'll take me a lifetime to get through. But,
you'll be passing that on to your children.
But if I don't make it with Bell's, my wife calls me on it. And if I don't make it the way she likes it, then I get called on it. So
we were just talking about, my husband found a recipe to make stuffing waffles for the bread of your leftover sandwiches.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to find a waffle maker this year.
Well, that sounds interesting.
But yeah, I'll let you know.
I never even made cranberry sauce before. My wife taught me how to, and then but she doesn't do anything else. That's her one dish is cranberry sauce, and so.
Let me tell you, as long as it doesn't come out of the can and she just slices it.
No, we cook. We actually make boil it from the berries, and it's historically been.
And all the people out there watching can judge me, but that whole canned jelly thing. No.
I mean, if it sits on a table and wiggles and it somehow bothers you, got it.
That's just not okay.
Okay, so you're not big on Jell-O molds either.
No, I am not a fruit salad person, and I expect a fruit salad to be fruit, not like cubes
ambrosia
of
and
Jell-O,
and
like
Jell-O, yeah,
bundt cake mix thing.
I should actually learn how to make pistachio fluff. That was something my mom used to teach me. I learned how to cook from my mom, so I mean, I always go back to her dishes.
Maybe we'll do an episode like on site next time. Like we're on site right now, but out in the kitchen and actually have a cooking episode.
That would be interesting.
go get stuff from like.
I mean,
the
it
garden.
would be a live motion camera, but on to actual things other than food, because obviously Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and
Yes.
it's also Thanksgiveaway and everything else that's going on.
Yeah, for everyone who doesn't know that, come visit our ATMs. You can.
Yeah, something went crazy with them. I don't know how it got mixed up, but we mixed up some 50s and for 20s, and if you guys find them, surprise and
Happy
holidays, happy Thanksgiving. We've done that program now every year for the last 4 years, I think.
It's fun and goofy.
And it's just another part of what Desert Valleys is. Desert Valleys is fun and goofy, and we do. I always say you have a way of addressing things, right? Mm-hmm. So you can look at the world and you can say, okay, well, I'm going to make sure to give you an extra, 0.05 in dividend rate or something like that. Or I can make a really unique one-time experience, and that's it relates to why I love Save to Win so much.
Right.
And so making unique experiences is so much more valuable over the long run in terms of just educating people about what services are out there, what we can do, how we can deliver them. And so it's Thanksgiving, and it'll be here until the
December 3rd.
Yep.
The first Friday of December.
Yep.
So try and score some extra dough.
Try to. And if you're surprised and you don't understand, walk on in. We'll explain it.
It's not the
Send
ATM.
send us an Insta message or a PM or something. If you're really confused, we'll explain it. But
and you mentioned Save to Win. We had a couple big numbers come in Save to
so
Win.
I know so I don't know if we talked about the previous one, the first one that Ritz had, or I don't know.
We might have.
I can't remember, but we've had the same members won $500 twice this year on Save to Win, which is pretty much unprecedented. I mean, in a lot of ways. But more importantly, it really highlights what's so wonderful about that program and why, if you are actively trying to find a way to save money
and have fun with
it,
yeah,
this is the program for you. It does so much. I've got members that I've worked with for years. I mean, years and years. And
it's only $25 to open the Save to Win.
Yeah, and all I did was I've had members that they said, why am I doing this? And I said, well, okay, so you got $5,000-$6,000 that you've saved up in your savings account, but you're not using it. I said, so put $250 every month into the Save to Win, and you're entering 10 times every month for a chance to win something.
To win
and to win
prizes
cash.
back.
And I said, if you win one prize, you get back probably 10 times the return that you would have on anything else. And more importantly, is you start to build a habit where, I really want to keep $5,000 in my savings. Okay, so you save a little bit more, and then you save a little bit more, and then
who knows if along that way you get a bonus that you weren't expecting in there.
Or you set it up for $125 a paycheck to come out. And before you know it, you're going to turn around and you got $6,000, let's see, you got $3,000 put aside by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so there's so many cool things about it. And we have about 2 winners a month, and then the quarterly sometimes more. And then we draw prizes from the credit union side. So, I mean, I can't say enough for Save to Win, and to see one of our members win $500 twice. It's $1,000 that's in their pocket.
Crazy.
For saving money.
The money you're going to be saving anyways.
Yeah.
So
can't beat that program.
I mean, I've been doing 52-week challenge, and I'm like, only I could win a prize on that.
Well, the advantage of 52-week challenge is that it really, if you do it a couple times, it forces discipline. It teaches a discipline that gets tricky at a certain point.
At this point in time in the year?
It's very tricky. And you get in terms of market dividend, there's nobody out there with a basic share rate that's anywhere close to it. But that's the whole point of it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So.
It's if you can teach and have fun at the same time, it's the best kind of combination of products.
And I think that's the easiest way for most in society to learn and teach and retain.
We could talk for hours on financial literacy and how we're failing the younger generation understanding how to manage money, because as long as here's an old adage. Do you remember that as long as I have checks in my checkbook, I must have enough money? Because I've heard that one. I mean, maybe I'm showing my age, but the corresponding one for
I was going to say, I don't even know if I have a checkbook.
Yeah, the corresponding one for the next generation is that as long as it's approved, then I must have had the money. And that just leads to a spiral of some challenges because
Well,
that's
the swipe
when
wasn't declined, so I'm fine.
I'm fine. Well, the problem is that you might be fine, but you also haven't gotten your payroll in yet, or your power bill didn't get deducted today because they were closed and it's getting deducted tomorrow. Or there's just a lot of assumptions made in
or relying on like overdraft as a
yeah, of course.
short term.
And that's why I say is there's
fix.
a lot that happens in the generations that are very different. That financial literacy becomes an absolute key to long term youth. It's a key.
Well, that's one thing that we can look forward to for next year, at least, is
And we're hoping to get Bite back. We're hoping to have a big announcement with Bite. Hopefully sometime in January that we can. But we are working on Bite. It's being worked on right now. We definitely want to see it back. We're hoping to see it back better. I'm not going to use those three words together. The build back.
no, please don't.
Yeah. So
I am excited to
had to
do
make a
it
joke of
in
it.
person, though.
Yeah, we're the in person
the
and
experience.
a lot of lessons that have been learned and doors that have been opened, which is great. A lot of people don't realize, Bite of Reality, we've been doing it since 2014, and we've done it for no other purpose than to try and educate a group and generation of teenagers,
Right.
to understand just some basic money management skills. It's one of the most dangerous skills not to have, and
It's one of those things like on social media, you see the meme of not taught in school what they need to teach in school. Well, there's an opportunity here.
yeah, financial literacy is absolutely one of those, and it's a basic. I mean, we've had employees that join us, and even there's skill sets that weren't there because they weren't embedded at an age.
Right.
Yeah, I have a 10-year-old. I already see that he's got his bank account, he's got his goal in mind, but how he gets there and what he has to do to get there, the rest is all blur.
My 4-year-old thinks every $4 in his piggy bank means he gets to go buy a new toy.
That's
So
roughly where my children are too, unfortunately.
So recapping this year, we had a lot actually accomplished.
We did. Every year is a little bit different. See, this is where it gets fun for me. People will perceive how much was done by what their impact on them was.
Okay.
And then they'll also perceive how much was done by what they visually can see, taste, touch. Tangibles. So there's always going to be those two. So like in 2016, when we repaved the parking lot and did the carpeting and did all people, or was it? No, that was the beginning of 18. Sorry.
Okay.
They said, "Oh yeah, look, you did all this stuff, right?" But in the grand scheme of things, we did more in this year to AC and energy and things and IT that nobody has any visualization of whatsoever. So
they're like, okay.
It's been a big behind the scenes type of year. We thought the EV charger and the solar would kind of show that more out there.
It's still coming. We're
tangible.
Just waiting to get through the holidays. And
we could say supply shortage, and that would be a sufficient conversation.
Yeah.
That should solve all pending questions as to delays. I could also talk about planning processes and permitting and shorts and a bunch of other those things.
It's a melting pot.
It's a melting pot of challenges.
Things.
So working on it. Hopefully we get it done in the first quarter. That certainly would make us all happy. But like little things, like we did energy controls across the building. Nobody would have any idea that we did this. And I mean, just that is, a $3,000-$4,000 a year savings for the credit union. That lets us turn around and invest in the other things that we want to do. We did upgrades to the tax and fraud channels. We did upgrades to, we're working on right now. We're working on another upgrade to the mobile application. We're working on another upgrade to the home banking application.
Coincides with the launch of the website.
Yeah,
we got the new ATMs.
Yeah, these are all They're all sometimes they're just not. They're surface level. Like, people say, "Well, why'd you get new ATMs?" Well, I mean, one of those units that we replaced was going on 14 years old. And that was because it was when we first moved in, manufactured almost 15 years. And they go, well, this new machine that doesn't do this and it doesn't do that, and it's got this challenge, and yeah, but that's because we're working on the bugs right now, and then you hopefully have 14 years of steady service.
It's that comfort level of, I like doing it this way,
Yeah.
and this is how it's always been done.
Right.
Why'd you change it?
But equipment does wear out, and on top of that, our heat, our wind, there's natural environments for exterior based, units. We see it we're seeing it on the top of the truck.
Oh, yeah, on the mobile branch. And
The mobile
our little
branch
Roadrunner.
was doing great for 3-4 years, and this was the first year where we saw some of the wrap starting to burn, and so there's always this kind of little detail stuff, but I would call this a behind the scenes type of year. This has been a big behind the scenes type of year.
It was still nice to get out and do things. Speaking of the truck, getting out the last couple months out in the community again.
Oh yeah, and when I say behind the scenes, I don't mean like to the community side. I mean
No.
in terms of what actually we made improvements for the membership and for the staff moving forward. That's the pieces that they wouldn't see, like the behind the scenes. In terms of our community outreach, I can argue since we got into the beginning of summer, we've been in a steady escalating go mode leading into our holiday season when we are everywhere. The Desert Empire Fair was another spectacular. First off, it was a great event.
It felt normal.
It really felt normal. Being able to be out there for Demo Derby, being able to be out there for to provide the ATM, to provide the mobile branch. I saw many of you while I was parking cars. But the bottom line is we are able to start getting it out more and more and more. And I guess the best message to the membership is we want to be out more, but we're going to do it in a measured pace that doesn't leave our members at the mercy of the lines,
Right.
at the mercy of communication, at the mercy of the things that really have been the bread and butter for Desert Valleys, which is
You want to be able to be there for them 100%.
yeah. I would hate the idea of a member having
60.
to sit in a line that stretches outside the door waiting to get in, to make a basic deposit or make a basic withdrawal or to need any type of service at the credit union. So, that's another place the staff grew. A lot of people don't realize the staff has, grown. We brought Amanda on, we brought Taylor on, we brought Faith on,
Bridget was last year.
yeah, just at the end of last year,
Mm-hmm.
right about the same time as you. I mean, and you may not have noticed those things during fall, but you notice them during the year. As a lot of some people are reaching their years and their service levels. Congratulations to Dana Griffin, who reached her 15th year seniority. And since this is Friday, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye on a DV Live to somebody who's been part of our organization for a long time, which is Lorena Revelis. Is her last day will be on Friday, on the day this is coming out. And she's been a part of our organization for a long time. She introduced me to understanding why having the Spanish speaking was so important on our staff, why some of those elements to what needs to be an entire community.
Personal touch, that extra personal touch.
She's happy trails, Raina. Best wishes. Jump back in, listen to us, but we wish her the very best, and
I'm gonna
that's
really
evolution
miss
too.
just hearing her, just always hearing her laugh and everything.
It's been a lot of years with Lorena, so I'm gonna say my best wishes, and those are the people that built this credit union. People don't give them that much credit, but with you. So here's a story. As Amanda, we had her sit in and we do strategic planning. We do this every year, and she got to sit in over last weekend when we did it. And it's really interesting when you do a look backwards and a look forwards, which you got a chance to experience, to understand just how much has been built over the past, even decade of Desert Valleys. And how,
It was amazing to see how much growth has happened, beyond numbers, because we all know I'm not the numbers person.
Just growth.
But just growth in general. It was all around.
Yeah. And that's why I always say is those people, Robert, Lorena, Cindy Llewellyn, Dana, Tanya Loverita. I could go on and on the list, and then the next gens, the Alexes and the Adrians and that. They've been hugely relevant in making what Desert Valleys is. And so, Lorena, we wish you the very, very best. Nothing but happiness. And wherever you land, good luck. We understand. And California, you drove out another one.
Oh, good old California.
Sorry, gotta say it. I those two hats mix up sometimes, but since right now I'm just the Desert Valley hat, I can speak as a CEO and say thank you, California, for continuing to make it extraordinarily difficult to find and retain great employees and great staff. You're doing a bang up job of it.
Go Golden State.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, that was a tangent, but it was one of my tangents I had to have. So
you do you. So, but speaking of California and doing its thing, let's go ahead and just switch over to PPP.
I mean, PPP. I mean, so if you're anybody that's out there still has a PPP loan, we're still working through the forgivenesses. It's not hard. They made the program so much more streamlined this time comparatively.
We're here if you have questions,
Yeah,
snacks, hang-ups, anything.
Pick up the phone, ask us. You know, anything that you need. We're here and ready to serve the process. I think we're about halfway through, or getting close to halfway through, you know, the forgiveness.
I think it was a great resource that people have said that we provided to the community, which, I mean, I don't want to sound like we're tooting our own horn,
no.
but it's nice to be able to be back to this normal and still have these businesses that I grew up with.
The hard part, this is where it's so hard for the perceptions is, see, like for me as the CEO and as the manager, you're talking about the good that we did by doing PPP, which is absolute and no question. And I'm already past the issuance, and I'm already into the forgiveness and trying to move to the next phase. Yeah, and it's just natural. You're absolutely right. PPP2 was 2021. I wouldn't even have naturally put it into 2021 off the top of my head instantly. Yeah. But you know, the bottom line is we continued that commitment. We started in 20 with PPP1. We followed through with it with PPP2. I think that there's a laundry list of businesses that I can point to and say, why no, we had a big role. If you watch DV live City Talk on Wednesday, there's another one where we had a big role. And that's what matters is it matters about investing in the community, building the community, and making Ridgecrest ultimately as strong a community as we can.
Well, and that contributes to the growth as well. Like the last 10 years in strategic planning when I saw the growth. Ridgecrest is obviously growing. You drive down China Lake, you see buildings popping up.
I don't know that it's growing in the number of bodies. But it's changing. Our demographics are shifting. No, I think we're I mean, and this is not the other hat talking. This is just natural observational. Is you can watch organizations change as the age, their average demographic age changes. Okay. So if you imagine an organization where the average demographic age is let's say 60 plus. Okay. You're going to find normally in that type of organization much higher resistance to change, much higher attitudes towards technology.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, there's just natural evolutionary and generational habits that become part of that. Right. That doesn't mean everyone. I'm not trying to pick. I'm saying if you took an average of everyone in the organization, you had an average.
My grand is out there watching. I know you know your iPhone. Right.
And then as the age of an organization or of a group or some member class, in this case, you could say even Desert Valley. So Desert Valley has an average age of about 38, which is indicative of our attitude, playful, doing things, advancing in technology, trying to make things easier, looking at things not just traditionally, but maybe the save to wins and how do we offer a product and how do we, why do we offer a reel?
While alongside offering those traditional IRAs, the savings, different things like that.
So that you just kind of can place that and you can look at the average demographic age. Well, I think what's happening on our community side is that the average demographic age for the community as a whole, and I don't have anything to back this up other than I'll put a buck on the person that wants to jump on the comments and tell me I'm wrong. Give me your account number. I'll take care of you. is I think that the census data will show that the average demographic age for the community as a whole is slowly beginning to drop.
Okay.
And what that is that's what they call natural wealth transfer, which is when you have individuals that own their home, they have built up a redundancy of wealth, and the children or the living heirs are not tied to that community or tied to that infrastructure, and the money leaves from that infrastructure community. And then that money goes out this way, and then immediately coming back in is the person who bought the house.
Okay.
Because they're going to have bought it, typically creating indebtedness for themselves in order to provide the cash out that the exiting party is taking in terms of wealth.
Or can I just get myself in trouble here and say they exited out of California?
Yeah. And I mean, and that's what I was going to say is you have that occurring, and then you have in more conservative areas of the state, you see propensity towards that, and you actually see an equal propensity in some of those areas to shift based on cost of living. So we're getting deeper into city talk, and I'm not trying to, but I'm saying this is all.
I'll rein back here in a second.
Yeah, this is all relative to how Desert Valleys is strategically looking at what our community demographics are, and we've seen it. I mean, look at if you went to the July 4th event or July 3rd.
Firework event. The fireworks at the fairgrounds.
Which, by the way, kudos to Katie Whitfield, the team at Flight Tap Room, the IWVEDC, Rebecca McCourt, Amanda, everyone who got involved with that wine walk. $11,000 raised for the firework fund for next year is an incredible amount of money in terms of seeding it.
Mostly Katie from Flightline Tap Room, who was on-site organizer, and then the sponsors was Ridgecrest Petrola Festival to help support Friends of the Fair.
But I wasn't in town. But I mean, what a home run type of
$11,000 to kick off next year's event.
And that's that's the way if we're going to get fireworks back next year, this is the type of community stuff that's going to do it. So just kudos to you and kudos to that whole team.
I just showed up with wine and stickers, and everyone had a good time.
You knew people wanted to put stickers on glasses. And where I was going with that is, if you're at that event, you definitely saw a demographic shift. If you were at the fair, you saw the demographic shift. You don't have to have statistics pointed out to you in your eye, on paper. Sometimes your eyes tell you what you're seeing in terms of demographic shift.
If you're looking around, if you're aware,
if you're paying attention to it, you can see it. And I think that's good for Desert Valleys because we are a younger, forward-thinking type of institution. We're not we're willing to challenge and change things. That's built into our DNA almost.
And I think it's a institution that listens or takes feedback. It's not like it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna.
We take feedback. We also get creative. We don't just say no. I'll give you a perfect example in the story that ties into one of the other things we're going to talk about, which is Santa Day.
Yep,
it's coming. It's December 11th.
I've been trying to not just blurt out Santa Day.
I love it. I'm so excited. We're excited to have him back. Okay, we're excited that the big guy can be here and talk to the kids and share their stories and preserve that magic because I have a like I said, I got a 2.25-year-old baby girl who I understand last year she wouldn't have known what Santa was. It wouldn't have made a change. But this year her eyes are open, her heart is open, my 4-year-old's heart is open. You don't miss those opportunities, and God forbid we continue to let COVID dictate how we're going to live lives. We can be safe. We can be respectful. We can be honest with each other. We can respect each other. But I'm thrilled to have Santa Day back. And the story I was going to go with is we already got contacted by a family, and the family has a daughter who has leukemia. And under the circumstances, especially what we've all went through over the last 20 months or whatever ridiculous amount of time it's been, it's the sensitivity,
right?
It's okay. I understand what you're going through. And I understand what you need. Let me see what we can come up with to find a creative solution to try and offer it to you. But it's a total difference between that person who calls now a month in advance and says, hey, I really want to bring my daughter. Appreciate you doing this. What can you do to accommodate? And I got to be brutally honest, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. And the person that shows up on the day of and says, I can't do this because you have too many people. And if you have a problem or concern,
reach out,
show mutual respect. You'd be shocked what might happen. And that's what I think is kind of cool is if we can hold on to that little.
If you can think outside of the box, we're willing to think outside of the box. That's where this whole show came from.
Surprise. Yeah, that's where the studio came from. Another funny story. So you guys can't see the whole studio because you just see this side of it. But I have a very dear friend who we came up and did the strategic plan, Adam, and he had been here about 10 years ago, and we walked him through the property, and we're talking about this changed and that had changed and this had changed, and I saved this one for last, and I opened it up, and there's microphones and cameras and TVs, and he's like, "Is there anything that you don't just build on a whim?" And I said, "Wait till next year. I'll figure out something else.
There's going to be something.
There's always going to be something, and it's just exciting to see how we're changing."
Obviously, he didn't see pictures of Winter Wonderland.
He did not hear about Winter Wonderland, and Winter Wonderland was that's just doing what we think's right, and sometimes we do great, and
it was adapting, and
sometimes it blows up in our face, and I'm
glad nothing blew up last year.
No, something just blew down or blew over or blew up or. Well, I actually, you know what blew up? COVID blew up on us.
Oh yes, yeah.
Bum. There you go, just for you, sir.
Oh, no tapping.
I had to do it at least once, and I made sure I did it with the ring on top of that.
But no, Santa Day.
That forces the sound editors to do a little more extra work later. So
look at him over here,
getting my value.
Side eye. No, but Santa Day, I'm excited. Saturday, December 11th.
December 11th, after the Elks Parade.
10 to 2, we'll be here.
10 to 2.
Marines will be on site for Toys for Tot drop-off to help local youth.
Yep.
We'll have PACT on site doing child IDs.
Yep.
And our employee foundation will be giving out books.
Yep. Very similar to if you've been to a Santa Day before.
I was going to say, if you're catching on and been here before.
It's not going to change a lot. Nope. The photos will be a little bit different this year. Not dramatically different because Santa's art shop or elf studio might be in use, and we have to make some arrangements. But outside that, I think it's going to be largely the same thing. And again, reiterating, we'll provide you a free photo if you're a member, mailed to your home. Mm-hmm. Preserve your children's memory, preserve that moment. And we'll do everything possible to make it as special for you and for your children that day. We're going to have characters out. We're going to do a little more, things as best as we can. And
we're going to be respectful of everybody.
And we'll be respectful.
Yeah.
We'll do the best that we can in the circumstances, make everyone try to feel comfortable and try to feel happy with the process. And, if we bounce, if we hit a bump, we'll move past it and move on. But we're excited to bring it back. And Santa Day is part of our DNA. I mean, this entire holiday season is in this credit union's DNA.
I mean, if you're here today, this Friday, we already have the Christmas Village. And we have
the Christmas Village is over 100 square feet now. So we did the math yesterday. It's now exceeded 100 square feet in terms of the total village size. And
what did it originally start as? A little trivia question.
Less than the size of this table.
Really?
This table. Maybe the whole table. But no, not more than maybe half, 3/4 of this table. I mean, it was a village set that Robert had that he just, his kids had grown up, out of it, and he had it in storage in his garage, and this is just taking up room here. Would the credit union feel okay if we put a village up in the lobby? And I said, okay, sure, why not? And then the first year people said, we like that you do these things. And this was before we were even in this property. Before we moved
so this was on the Balsam
property. This was on Balsam. And, so we didn't have the trees and the lights and all of that. The village is the oldest original piece. And so we did, I think it was 15. I think it was Christmas of 15. Because I don't think I did anything Christmas of 14. That was my first year here, and I wasn't going to, that was just learning where to rock the boat and not to rock the boat. Mm-hmm. So I think Robert came to me in 15, did that. Yeah, but it may have even been 15, 16. It might have been 16. And then the year, at the end of the Christmas season, Peggy Breeden, God bless her soul, and brought us another piece to add to it, and it's the little fiber optic fountain.
Okay.
And then we found a couple more pieces, and then the year after that, somebody brought us another piece. And I mean, I was kidding, telling Robert that I was up in the attic and I found a box, which is just everything that I bought him right immediately after Christmas last year.
Okay.
And it was like 7 more houses. And he's like, you could actually see him cringing.
What am I going to do with
what
this?
am I supposed to do with this?
Yep.
He's got 2 trains this year, 100 square feet. He's got a tunnel.
And
He's
the
having all
tradition's
kinds of
passed on.
Yeah, he's got, and then we'll have the second village. Adrian's doing a second village. It's, and I go back to exactly why. We'll have kids come in and just stare at it.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. And the kids see the fun, and they know what it means to enjoy the holiday season, to experience it, from the trees to the lights to the village to...
It reminds me of, and this is going to totally show that I'm a local, when we had Texas Cattle Company here, and they used to have this train that would go around the top of old Casa, or Casa now. But yeah, they had this train.
Yep.
And you just remember that.
You just remember little details, and the things that connect you to... we lose a lot of connections. These damn things are dreadful for making personal connections.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the type of thing where this is our brand, this is our culture, this is who we are. We get into Christmas. We have a lot of fun with it, and this year we're starting early because we've got we've got a secret project that we're working on that we want to deliver, and we're not going to talk about the secret project.
No, I was like, we're just going to leave it there.
There's the secret project.
But in December, if you're itching for somewhere that feels like Christmas and you want that Christmas spirit or to get into it, just pop on by, say hi.
Yep. Yeah. And I think it'll be even more places this year because of TVs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be even more in the branch a little bit more this year. And that's because we added digital displays this year.
Right.
There you go. There's a perfect example of something goofy that's put in place. But what it lets us do is we can still be advising you about products and services of the credit union, but we can have Christmas movies running all day too if we want.
That was one thing.
Or music, or...
I think it was Halloween. I had Halloween movies on. And people were like, never in my life have I been to, and they used the B word.
Yep.
Never in my life have I been to a bank that plays movies.
And that's...
And I was like, oh.
We're not a bank. We're a credit union. That's the whole point. We want it to be that type of environment.
Mm-hmm.
And some people love it.
Yeah.
Other people are like, okay, that's fine. It's cool. This is who we are.
Yep.
And holidays is just that times 100. I mean, at least it feels like that way for me.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm the one guy that has a Christmas tree up 365. So,
yeah.
I mean, I have a Christmas tree in my office 365. That's part of my DNA.
Very true.
My kids know Christmas time is fun time. That's it's a time of reflection and memories. And
my son knows that on Halloween, we finish out the season by watching Hocus Pocus again for probably the 33rd time that month.
Until next year when you'll watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Hocus 2, I know. I'm a little scared.
Hocus Pocus 2, grab for cash.
At least it's literally the original girl.
It is the original girl, so.
But then, the very next day I turn around and it's Elf.
Another movie I've never seen.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Never.
I get roasted so much about Hocus Pocus and you've
Hocus
never
Pocus and Elf.
seen it.
Both.
Both? Oh my goodness.
I'm a creature of some bad habits, so that I haven't just seen things. But I mean, next Thursday, I start my Christmas movies, and vacation will be on every weekend for the next.
You know what's hard
weeks.
for me to find is the original claymation Rudolph. I want to be a dentist.
I have, yeah, the old school Rudolph. Yeah, Rudolph and God, I have it. Talk to me after the program, and I'll be happy to.
I was gonna say now we're getting all like holiday tangent again.
Tangent again, but I might have that available to be replicated. Yeah.
But no, that's like one of the things that I really enjoy about here. Everyone has already started seeing, so behind the scenes again, what we're doing. And they're like, Christmas is here already. And I was like, Christmas is here already.
Yeah, and it's a weird late Christmas this year because Thanksgiving. But the good thing is Thanksgiving's earlier. It's like the 23rd, and then I think the Santa's Art Shop's the 4th, 11th. Yeah, and it falls on a weekend, which is also
Weird.
It takes away that extra weekend holiday. You'd love to see Christmas on a Friday where you can get a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh wait, that's just the city.
I was like,
I didn't say that out loud, did I? So
here we are rocking the boat.
yeah, but we'll be open.
Yep.
Except for the Saturday. So
I know our holiday schedule upcoming. Pay attention.
yeah,
Pay attention to signage. Pay attention
to signage. Pay attention
social
to the dates. The two big holidays, Christmas and New Year's, both fall on weekends this year, so that'll impact Saturday availability more than anything else.
We are open on Black Friday.
We'll be here Black Friday.
Lobby will close at 2.
Lobby's closing at 2, and just to be clear, that's because we got a lot of work to do, and it'll be holy Christmas decorating.
So you'll hear us all in here singing and probably yelling and throwing ornaments at each other if you come through the drive-through that day.
Yeah, the drive-through is going to stay open from 2 to 6. It's just going to be the lobby because we need to be on ladders and doing our things, and we found that if we kind of do it as a group and we knock it out consistently, we're going to get more out of it than when we try to do it staggered. So
Yeah.
hopefully on Monday when you come in after Thanksgiving, you'll have plenty of stuff to enjoy and look at.
Yes. Lots of Christmas.
We even added more trees this year.
It's my personal touch.
How's that for crazy? If you didn't think we had enough trees, we added
We didn't add any lights though.
more trees. God forbid we need any more lights.
So
Yeah. The Winter Wonderland made sure that we have lights and extension cords for Thy Kingdom Come.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, maybe, with that supply chain shortage,
We got new
just start a side hustle
we
over
put
here.
new blow-ups in the lobby this year, though,
Yeah.
because the penguin died.
Yeah. Mickey and Minnie
And-
died.
Did Mickey and Minnie die too?
I think so. I think the globe died.
Really? I didn't think it died.
Fun fact, we're talking about blow-ups.
Yeah, blow up. I want to put the Merry Christmas train on the front of the building on that side, where
Scary.
we put the Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
Where Jerry makes the Christmas tree light is put the Merry Christmas train right on the front there.
If any of you guys have any suggestions as to what we should do for Christmas, drop them in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to
Share
see.
with us. Let us know what you're thinking. Tell us. Drop us emails, especially if there's something you're like, we'd really love to see this or that. You'd be a bit surprised at how we might,
Incorporate.
or play along too. I mean, whether it be, have a carolers day. You know what?
We might get the supervisory committee board on that.
I might get but we might, also come up with something that's fun. We got local groups that are singers that do fundraisers and ways that we can help support them. We're sponsoring and supporting DCOA for their winter concert, which is also on the 11th.
I was gonna say, I think it's the night of the 11th, the evening.
It's 4 p.m. on the 11th. I mean, there's a great Christmas day if you're looking for one. The Saturday, December 4th and 5th, Santa's Art Shop.
Out at the fair.
Local and hardworking people that use their hands to make their living. Great event to be out.
If you're looking for an ornament tradition for your family every year, Santa's Art Shop is the place to be, and they hand calligraphy on there.
And it's the longest line always. And
get there early.
Get there early.
Go there first, and then get other shopping done.
But then also there's always such a great event, and the mobile branch will be there, and then the weekend after you've got Elks Parade in the morning, followed by our Santa Day, followed by the DCOA concert. So there's lots of things to do around the holiday season in this town, and more importantly is the Creighton will be at most of them, and then right about the 18th, 19th of December, everyone will start to hunker down and slow down, and we'll finally get into that mode. But
If you see the little road runner driving around, honk, wave.
yeah, it's gonna be busy.
Start caroling at us.
And perfect example. I mean, when we start pulling out the boxes, we have antlers and noses for our cars, for the Roadrunner and for the truck. And I remember when I got them, people were like, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Just because it's fun."
So again, if you have any ideas, comments, suggestions,
we're welcome. We'll welcome them. 2021 has been a great year. I can go through all of the fiscal numbers, and I could break that down for members in a way that will put you to sleep.
yeah. Just wait till the annual report next year and member movie night.
But here's the things that I would really tell you is your credit union is healthier, stronger, and continues to become more agile than we've ever been. We are just on the verge of getting ready to break 60 million in assets. I always try to put that in context for somebody. How do you give that perspective?
Yeah.
For those of you that know me and know the 17 and a half years I've been proud to serve this organization as its CEO, I got an $11 million credit union when I got here. That was in 2004.
So talk about seeing growth.
So we've 6 times that, but just in the last 2 years, we went from 40 to 60.
It's just amazing.
And it's given us an opportunity to really grow, expand the credit union, bring out new products and services. If you haven't noticed in your statements or on the website, we launched a home equity product on October 1st for our members. We're constantly looking for those ways that we need to improve for our members. And we have no plans of stopping that in 22, 23, 24. And I'll tell you, we've got a big mindset towards how do we make sure that as that demographic age I was talking about changes, how do we make sure we remain relevant to the different demographic ages? Because the expectations that Memphis is going to have 10 years from now and the expectation Garrett's going to have 10 years from now is completely different than the expectations that even somebody in their early 20s has right now.
Right.
I'm not intending to embarrass our engineer, Paul, but I mean, I knew Paul when Paul was a preteen.
Paul's behind the scenes here.
Paul's behind the scenes. But here's a perfect example is I know that I can have seen how Paul's needs have changed and will change over time. And especially as his life grows, I want to be able to make sure that our products and services can grow with you and take care of you throughout all those stages of life, from having a child, getting married. It should be reversed. Hold on. Getting married, having a child. Sorry, more modern. There was a little bit too much of a modern societal twist on that one.
I lump into that societal twist. It's fine.
I know. It's okay. But you got what I'm trying to say is we want to be there for all those stages. And we know that we need to make some technological changes and there's things that we're looking at that we want to make sure we stay on that we're far from the cutting edge and we're far from the bleeding edge. But, children's scissors level of edginess. We want to make
the decorative children's scissors?
That would make a mess. But the key being is we want to make sure the organization is growing that way. And Desert Valleys has done that. There's a lot of times you're going to listen to somebody just, spew how much they love their organization. We're great. Oh, yeah. Woo, woo, woo.
Or spew numbers and make it sound.
Desert Valleys has developed a unique brand and culture. And it's the greatest thing I can have is when I get opportunities, and I get them still rarely, is I'm standing in line at a grocery store. They pull out the Desert Valleys card to pay for it, and I get to thank the member. I thank you and appreciate it. And they usually give me feedback on what we're doing right or what we're doing wrong. And that's what a good organization is always trying to improve itself.
They want to hear the good with the bad.
Yeah. And we take both. Because, yes, we screw up. Not going to hide it. Done it more than a few times.
But you acknowledge it.
We'll do it again. Did it last year during Winter Wonderland. We're going to try not to this year.
We're not.
We're going to try not to this year. Making no promises of Winter Wonderland yet either. We're going to try not. But that's kind of fun.
We might just have a full whole day.
And I really hope that 2022 gets us more and more back to normal. To all of our members out there who have had either an effect from their employer, from their family, from the loss of a loved one, anything that's been COVID related, you're not alone. We all feel it with you. We're all tired and frustrated and We're going to try as an organization to make sure we maintain that respect with you. That's our mission. And if we do something that you dislike, please feel free to communicate it with us. We're all ears, but at the end of the day, we're all just trying to manage through what has been
Tough.
a very interesting period of American history, and likely will go down as such.
Yes, that's very eloquently putting it.
A very interesting period. For a colorful credit union, we're all about being interesting. So
yes, we're taking it all, adapting with it all, and let's just say the holidays are here.
Yeah, and let me make sure I provide a kudos, because when we started DV Live, we had a plan, and
we did.
Oh God, what is the Groot line? We had 40% of a plan.
Oh, I was dropping
the
Groot.
No, the Guardians.
I was like, really?
Is it what Star-Lord that says? So you have a plan? He says, I have 40% of my plan.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the plan that we have, is we have 40% of a plan.
Yep.
And
we threw some spaghetti on the wall.
Yeah, and we just say what's stake, and what DV Live, we're going to do another year of it. We've already planned on bringing DV Live back in 2022.
A huge thanks to Raw Media for putting up with us with that.
And that's where I was going, was we've had partners in this process with Raw Media, and Amanda, who got hired, and the next thing she told us, hey, by the way, you're also going to be doing a YouTube broadcast. And thanks to the guests, thanks to the community leaders that came in, we'd love to see many more of you again next year. We're going to bring in more council members. We're going to bring in more city staff. We're going to bring in more of our staff. We're going to bring in
feedback of who you want to see on the show.
Stories, education. We'll take it all in, because our goal here is to create something that really is unique for a small credit union environment, and really unique to Ridgecrest and our community. So, again, kudos to Amanda to taking on this role. Thank you to Raw Media as our team. And 2022 can slow down a little bit, as long as there's just let's no babies, and let's
maybe a wedding.
Who would get married this year? Oh, Taylor.
Yeah.
I always here's what's crazy. You realize. You want to hear a crazy story? Is if you ever want to understand how my brain works, I did not think about any member of my family getting married or having kids. My first thought was, who amongst my staff would be getting married or having kids? Not the other way around. That's as crazy as that is. So
you care about all of us.
It just happens like that.
Admit it, you care.
Instantly. I love all my staff. I love my team. I love this credit union. That's the reason why I've been here for so long. So,
well, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah.
I
feel like I didn't shut up again.
It's okay. I think we both got off on our tangents.
What was yours?
Holiday, Christmas.
You barely touched it.
I know. Because there's so much that we're planning to do.
Let's put it this way. Amanda gets, hey, what do you think about this idea? Don't add anything more to the list. Hey, what do you think about this idea? Don't add anything more to the list. How many Christmas cards? I'm about 90. 200.
Oh, yeah. Here's the real reason we're going dark in December. Amanda's going to be sending out Christmas cards.
This is great. She goes, how many cards you sent? 90 or so. Okay, we got plenty of stock. You gave me a list with 200 names on it.
I think I have enough cards.
I think. It's great. That's our everyday.
Send us Christmas cards, guys. We are actually here for that.
We actually make a wall of them in the lobby. We'll put, the old. You take a ribbon and put it on, make a tree.
Send them on over,
but
guys.
it's an old tradition that's dying, right? The Christmas card. Here's why: because I can send you an email Christmas card. Merry Christmas, and it cost me 1 cent, or something like that, compared to spending $2 on a card, and
addressing.
But there's a perfect example where we have stupid old traditions, but we want to hold on to them. I think when we start to lose our old traditions is the moment we start to lose just some of that innate pieces of who we are, and I think that applies to parents. It applies to grandparents. It applies to kids. It applies to family members. It applies to friends. It applies to everything. You can change, and we all should change and develop, but don't give up everything that makes you get a Christmas card in the mail that somebody took the time to sign or just give a message to, took the time to put it together, send it to your home. It's a symbol of the mutual respect that's being transferred.
Right.
I understand the email says the same thing, guys, but it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the personal, and it's not that high touch that we love doing. And come on down. Christmas season is upon us.
You will not be disappointed.
Yep, you will not. Unless we don't finish it in time. But
we will. We will. I promise.
Yeah, I think we will too.
So again, we won't see you until next year. So have a safe holiday season. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. All of the above. Be happy. Be safe. Enjoy it with your family and friends. Try to find a little bit of positive and love in the world. There's a lot out there. I know it's hard some days, but I trust me, it's always worth. An ounce of kindness goes a long, long way.
Agreed. All righty, everybody. Have a happy Friday.
Happy holidays.
Bye. Oh.